Dear students, hope you are keeping well. Our today's class is on sentence. You know, sentence is a group of words having a full meaning, and in the previous classes you could classify sentence according to meaning, but today in class 9 you will classify the sentence according to structure. Dear students, according to structure there are three kinds of sentences: simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Dear students, look at the blackboard and find the examples of simple sentence. Simple sentence. Dear students, first example, he is a student. Second example, we have a car. Third example, closing the door. She went out. Dear students, look at the sentences. In first sentence is the subject he, in second sentence the subject we, and in third sentence subject she. In first sentence only one verb is. In second sentence only one verb have. In third sentence there are two verbs, closing and went. Dear students, what's the difference between the two verbs, closing and went? First one, closing, you know, is a non-finite verb, as it does not follow the subject, number or tense, but the verb went, it is used according to demand of subject, number and tense, so it is called finite verb. And same is the case with have and is. That means the verbs is, have and went are finite verb. Dear students, we have found in the sentences only one subject and only one finite verb. These sentences are called simple sentence. So, what's a simple sentence? Yes, dear students, a sentence that has only one subject and only one finite verb. The sentence having only one subject and only one finite verb. The sentence of only one subject and only one finite verb are called simple sentence. That means a sentence having only one subject and only one finite verb is called a simple sentence. Dear students, another example, we eat to live. Here are also two verbs, eat and live. Yes, dear students, only one subject that takes the verb it. That means it is a finite verb. But to live does not follow subject, does not follow tense, does not follow numbers. So it is a non-finite verb. Dear students, in this sentence also one subject we, only one finite verb it. So it is also a simple sentence. Again, another example. We have a car made in Japan. Here is only one subject we, but there are two verbs have and made. Dear students, though there are two verbs, but the finite verb is have. So, how many verbs in a sentence, that does not matter. If we find only one finite verb and only one subject, then we can define the sentence as a simple sentence. Dear students, this is simple sentence. Simple sentence, then we can define. Dear students, note down the definition of simple sentence. A sentence having only subject and only one finite verb is called a simple sentence. A sentence having only one subject and only one finite verb is called a simple sentence. Dear students, perhaps you can share also some examples. Then we can approach to complex sentence. Complex sentence. Dear students, look at the examples. A. He is a teacher working in Collectorate school and college, Rangpur. Dear students, he is a teacher who works in Collectorate school and college, Rangpur. Again B, we have a car which is made in Japan. Another example, Helen did not go to school because She was ill. Dear students, look at sentence A. He is a teacher who works in Collectorate School and College, Rangpur. What's the differences from the simple sentences? Here the subject he and finite verb is. Again subject who with finite verb works. In sentence B, first subject we and finite verb have. Again subject which with finite verb is made. Again in sentence C, first subject Helen with finite verb did not go. Second subject she with finite verb was. So dear students, you can find there are two subjects and two verbs, two finite verbs. That means in the sentences there are two parts. He is a teacher. He is a teacher is one part who works in Collectorate School and College, Rangpur, another part. We have a car, one part which is made in Japan, another part. Again Helen did not go to school, one part, and another part because she was ill. Dear students, as there are two subjects, two finite verbs with two portions, two parts, and what's the difference between the parts? Dear students, look at the sentence A. In first part he is a teacher. He is a teacher. If we finish the sentence he is a teacher here, then it expresses complete meaning. But another part who works in Collectorate School and College, Rangpur, here is also subject finite verb, but only this part cannot express full meaning. That means who works in Collectorate School and College, this part depends on he is a teacher. Again in B, we have a car. We have a car. If we finish the sentence here, it also expresses the full meaning. But another part which is made in Japan can't express full meaning, though it has subject or finite verb. Dear children, same is the case with sentence C. First part, Helen did not go to school. If we finish the sentence here, we can have a full meaning, but in second part, because she was ill, if we finish here, it cannot express the full meaning. Dear students, there are two subjects, two finite verbs and two parts. Of the two parts, one part is independent, but another part is dependent. Another part is dependent on first one. That means these sentences are called complex sentence. Dear students, can you define what is complex sentence? Yes, the sentence having two subjects, again having two finite verbs, the sentences having two subjects, two finite verbs and two separate parts, and of which one part is principal or main principal clause or main clause or independent clause, and another part is called subordinate clause or helping clause or depending clause. Dear students, such kinds of sentences are called simple sentence. Again we can clear it. A sentence having more than one subject, more than one finite verbs, having more parts, but of the parts only one part is principal or main part, but another parts are dependent or subordinate or helping. All auxiliary parts or clauses are called complex sentence. So now we can share the feature of a complex sentence. First feature, a complex sentence must have more than one subject. A complex sentence must have more than two finite verbs. Not only this, a complex sentence must have more than one part or two parts. At least two parts. Of the two parts, one part is principal clause or principal part, and another part is subordinate part or helping part or dependent part. These are features of a complex sentences. Then we can approach to compound sentence. Dear students, look at the examples. A. He was poor, but he was honest. Again, number B, do or die. Next, number C, stay home and remain safe. Dear students, this first subject is here he, second subject also he, first finite verb was, second finite verb was. In sentence B, first verb do, second verb die. So what is the subject? Dear students, here subject U is silent. Subject U is silent. Here also subject U is silent. That means in second sentence there are also two subjects, two finite verbs. In third sentence, stay home and remain safe. Here also subject U is silent. Next part, subject U is silent. That means in sentence C there are also two subjects, two finite verbs. Dear students, in complex sentence we can find more than one subject, more than two finite verbs, or there are two finite subjects, two finite verbs. Again in these sentences there are two subjects, two finite verbs. So how can we separate these sentences from the first sentences? Dear students, you should remember that in complex sentence there are two parts, and of the two parts one part is principal, another part is subordinate. But in complex sentence what is the case? He was poor. one part, another part he was honest. If we separate the parts, they can independently express their own meaning. He was poor is a complete sentence. He was honest is also a complete sentence. Again in sentence B, do or die, do is also a complete sentence. Again die is also a complete sentence. Stay home has a complete meaning. Again remain safe has also a complete meaning. That means though there are two parts here, they are both independent, they are both principal, they are both main clause, they are both main parts. So, dear students, a sentence having two subjects, two finite verbs or two clauses, two independent clauses, having two independent clauses is called a compound sentence. So, what is the characteristics of a compound sentence? First one, a compound sentence has more than one subject. Second one, compound sentence has more than one finite verbs. A compound sentence has more than one parts, and the parts are both independent or main clause. Dear students, so what's the difference between compound and complex sentence? Yes, again we can I can remind you, dear students, a complex sentence has two parts. One part is dependent, another part is independent, or one part is principal, another part is subordinate. But in compound sentence, both parts are independent or both parts have full meaning. Dear students, we have the structures of simple, complex and compound sentences. Now, we can try to detect the sentences. Look at the sentences. Number A, if you read well, you can learn well. Yes, dear students, how can we define various sentences as according to structure? First A, here there are two subjects, you and again you, two finite verb read and again finite verb can learn. So there are two parts, if you read well, another part you can learn well. Their sentences, as there are two subjects and two finite verbs in the sentence. So what can we say? Is it compound or complex sentence? Dear students, again read first part separately. If you read well, if you read well, if you finish reading here, does it give the full meaning? Does it have the full meaning? Dear students, no, it does not have the full meaning. That means though there is a subject, there is a finite verb, it's not a sentence, it's just a clause. It's just a clause and it is a subordinate clause. Dear students, read, you can learn well. Yes, here is also subject you, subject finite verb can learn. If we read only this part, you can learn well, it gives the full meaning. So it is a sentence. That means it is a main part of the sentence, as there are two parts, and of the two parts there is one main verb, main clause, and another is subordinate clause. So it is a complex sentence. Dear students, look at the sentence B. I went to market and I bought a diary. If we separate here, if we read the two parts separately, I went to market, it gives the full meaning. Again another part, I bought a diary, it also gives the full meaning. So this sentence can be defined as a compound sentence. Look at sentence C. I am a student reading in Collectorate School and College, Rangpur. Dear students, here is only one subject I and only one finite verb am. Another verb reading is not a finite verb, it is a non-finite verb. As it has only one subject, only one finite verb, it is called a simple sentence. Look at sentence D. Though they played well, they could not win the match. Dear students, yes, first subject they, second subject is also they, first finite verb played and second finite verb could not win. Dear students, as two subjects, two finite verb, that means two parts. First part, though they played well. Second part, they could not win the match. Dear students, read the first part separately, though they played well, and finish it. Can you have the full meaning? No, you can't have the full meaning. So, though they played well is a dependent clause, that means subordinate clause, and another part, they could not win the match, can give the full meaning. So, it is called the principal clause. Dear students, as there are two parts, one is principal, another is subordinate clause, it can be defined as a complex sentence. Again, example E. Dear students, the rain that falls on the roof makes a noise. Dear students, the rain that falls on the roof makes a noise. Yes, the subject rain, where's its verb? Its verb is makes. Its verb is makes. The rain makes a noise. In place of rain, the pronoun form that, and it takes falls. That means that falls on the roof is a part, the rain makes a noise is another part. Dear students, if we read the part that falls on the roof, can it make a sentence? No, it can't make a sentence, though it has a subject and finite verb. So it is just a part and related to the rain makes a noise. That means the rain makes a noise is a principal clause and that falls on the roof is a subordinate clause. So, dear students, as there are principal clause and subordinate clause here, it can be defined as a complex sentence. Dear students, we have the structures, we have the examples of the sentence according to of simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentences. Dear students, I hope you will collect some sentences and you can share the sentences with your parents, with your elder brother, sister, or with me through your Facebook page. Dear students, now I will give you some homework to define the sentences according to structure. First one is Mr. X, who is an engineer, works in Dhaka. Number B, having snacks, I started for school. Number C, a sentence that has only one subject and only one finite verb is called a simple sentence. Again, sentence D, I have read the book and it is written by Nazrul. Again, sentence E, we are having some classes on net for there is running a natural cause dear students, natural cause corona virus. Dear students, if you can define the sentences according to structure, I hope you cannot face the problem in the form of transformation of sentence. Yes, in the next class we will learn how to transform a simple sentence to complex or complex to simple, complex to compound or compound to complex, and such on. Dear students, best of luck for today.